What is up, everyone? I wanted to do a different type of video today. My brother recently got me a trip to the White Mountains for my birthday. We were there on my actual birthday, October 22nd. It was an amazing weekend. So thank you to my brother. Also, thank you to my mom for all the preparations she did for the trip, such as with the food. Also, shout out to my dad. He gave me some cash for gas. And again, this is not a typical video. There's no teaching involved in this video, but rather I'm just going to show you where my brother and I went on our White Mountains trip. The first place we stopped at was Flume Gorge. If you have not been here, you have to check it out. This is $20 as a heads up. All the other places are free. The foliage was absolutely brilliant. I was blown away. Every trail we went on, the foliage was just spectacular. Every direction I looked. And if you go to the Flume, don't forget to visit Ripley Falls. I have witnessed people walk by this because this is a left-hand turn off the main trail. You're definitely going to want to check this waterfall out. And you can't miss this because it's on the trail. Now we're looking at the bath. Beautiful covered bridge, huge gorge. And this is a view from the bridge. Another view of the bridge, far side. Still walking through the Flume, just enjoying the amazing foliage. Oh man, look at this tree. This is one of my favorite trees, and this part of the Flume has all sorts of incredible trees with roots gripping the boulders they're growing on. More beautiful foliage. And this is the actual tree that I discovered a tree yoga pose with, as well as a concept with. That being, roots have the most grounding energy of the tree. When I was doing breathing exercises, pranayama with this tree, a chipmunk ran up to me and sat on my left foot. Wow, this foliage, I just couldn't get enough of it. I probably took hundreds of pictures just of the foliage. And now we arrive at the end of the Flume. First stop on the trip. The next place we hit was the Basin. This is another must stop. If you go to the White Mountains, it's free to go to this one, as well as all the ones following the Flume. And the Basin is less than a 5-minute walk from the parking lot, and you have other mini waterfalls and cascades there as well, including this one. And you already know about the foliage. It was spectacular here as well. There are no filters on any of these pictures, by the way. Now, most people just go to the Basin, but if you actually take a left away from the Basin, you find a trail called Kinsman, or that leads you to Kinsman Falls, which is pictured right here. It's about a 15-20 minute walk, and it's well worth it. This is incredible waterfall, Kinsman Falls. Here's a close-up. And here's me in a picture with Kinsman Falls behind me. Picture of me with the foliage along the way back. Look at that yellow. And don't forget about the baby flume. This is actually another part of the basin that people do not go to. This is also on the left when the basin's on your right. Make sure you visit the baby flume. Next, we hit up Artist Bluff. Incredible view of Franconia Notch. It was pretty windy though. So we made our way to Ripley Falls after not really staying at Artist Bluff long. But hey, these railroads, that's the beginning, the entrance of Ripley Falls. You can still see them a little bit in this picture here, along with the great foliage. And as before, I was going nuts with taking pictures of the foliage. I got so many pictures. The yellow is just incredible. Again, orange here, no filter on any of these pictures. This is something my brother pointed out he thought was really cool, and I agree. And finally, we arrive at the next waterfall, Ripley Falls. This is in Hart's location, smallest town in New Hampshire. And this waterfall was roaring. I mean, I didn't expect it to be flowing this much in October. Got a picture of me with Ripley Falls behind. Spectacular waterfall. And more foliage on the way back. It was raining a little bit during our trip, which is all good. You got to work with what you got. But that prompted us to visit Mount Washington Hotel, which is pictured here. If you're in Crawford Notch and you just keep driving along that road, 302, eventually you hit this spot right here. Amazing building. We also stopped at the Wiley House. This is in Crawford Notch on that same road we were just talking about. This is a valley in between Mount Webster and Mount Wiley. And there's the blue flame. You can see my car. You can see on the left. Beautiful foliage. And we hit one more spot on this first day. This is the path. This is the spot, Diana's Baths. This is a popular swimming location in the summer. Obviously not so much in October because the water is freezing, but it is beautiful and just amazing accents with the foliage, brilliant red, oranges, yellows. And it's only about a 10-minute walk. But now, the next day, we're at my favorite spot in all of the White Mountains. This is the path to Mount Washington from Pinkham Notch Trailhead. And just within 10 minutes of the trailhead are amazing trees. This is me pictured with those trees. I mean, look at these roots. These roots are insane. And we have incredible cascades right behind. And again, this is my favorite spot. All of this is within a 10-minute walk of the trailhead at Pinkham Notch on Route 16. These cascades right here. Right here. This is looking over the bridge. This is the left turn right before my absolute favorite spot, Crystal Cascades, pictured right here. It's incredible that this is only 10 minutes away from the trailhead, and it was flowing as much as it would in May, in October. It was incredible. This is a must visit every time I go to the White Mountains. After Mount Washington, we made our way to the Kankamangas Highway for Sabaday Falls. This is another incredible waterfall, just 10 or 15 minutes from the trailhead, so you don't have to walk for 3 hours to get these spectacular views. You can just walk a couple minutes. And I love spending time at Sabaday Falls. I visit this pretty much every single time I go to the White Mountains, every time I go with my brother, for sure. It's another angle of the right angle turn of Sabaday Falls. And this is a path behind Sabaday Falls up and to the left that a lot of people do not go down. It looks like it's not a path initially, but if you just walk down a little bit, it is for sure. And again, just snapping those photos of the foliage. I was loving it. I'm loving this spot too. This is Rocky Gorge on the Kankamangas Highway. Look at this foliage. I love this spot. And I was saying how the other places were a short walk. This is again still Rocky Gorge. This is a 2-minute walk from the parking lot. You literally park and you're there. This is a must-see. Love that bridge. Love this place, Rocky Gorge. And if you cross that bridge, you actually end up at the Lovequist Trail. And it is a trail around this lake, or this pond rather, pictured right here. And I recommend checking it out. If you're at Rocky Gorge, all of this is within just a 5-minute walk. This place is right next to Rocky Gorge, literally just a minute down the road. It's called Lower Falls, another very popular swimming spot in the summertime, not so much in October, but still, the view is incredible. The scenery is magnificent. It is glorious, no matter what season you go in. This is still that same spot, Lower Falls. This is up and to the left. And now we're in an amazing covered bridge, the Albany covered bridge. This is my brother walking into the bridge. There's also a campsite here that a lot of people don't know about. We have an amazing view from the bridge. And a lot of these bridges, they're not just for cars to get over. People go there to take pictures. There's also trails surrounding these bridges. They obviously go over a river typically. And I just was loving the foliage. It was amazing. So don't forget about, people go to the waterfalls, they go for the mountains, but don't forget about the covered bridges too. And don't forget about Cathedral Ledge, pictured right here. In season, you can drive up to the top. This from about May to November. And this is White Horse Ledge, a view from Cathedral Ledge. I recommend checking out both these places. Again, Cathedral, you can just drive up to the top, easy peasy. This is the back of Cathedral Ledge, looking towards White Horse. That is White Horse. I've hiked this many times. You can start on top of Cathedral, hike down and up to White Horse. The views are typically amazing, but we had some foggy weather. It's all good. The foliage was still brilliant. Still loving the foliage everywhere we go. We're continuing with that covered bridge tour. It was a little bit rainy the second day of the trip, so my brother and I decided to check out a lot of these covered bridges, like the Swift River Bridge, pictured right here. We got me in the shot. We then made our way over to the Saco River covered bridge, which is just a minute down the road. These two bridges are very close. This is a view from the Saco, not the Swift, but they merge right here. What a bridge. Wow. This is a big one. And yes, if you check out these bridges, don't just walk over them, but do that, yes, but then go under the bridge. Walk around, see if there's trails around, get different angles of the bridge. So I went under the bridge here and we had the two rivers, Saco and Swift, merging. Amazing foliage. Great to spend some time here. Very peaceful. Very nice merging of the beauty of nature and also incredible architecture with the bridges. This is a new covered bridge we discovered. We went on a covered bridge tour. We have the Whittier Bridge right here. The Durgan Bridge right here. And these are in the southern part of the White Mountains, by the way. And the Blue Flame, my car, making another appearance. So another angle of the Durgan Bridge. And remember, you can walk around these, go to both sides, go under the bridge. There are many different angles. And I love connecting with the energy of rivers as well. We were staying in the southern part of the White Mountains for this. Now we have the Squam River covered bridge. Not as big as the other ones, but still a beautiful bridge. Blue Flame in the middle of the exit. And this was the last bridge. This is the Blair Bridge over the Pemigewasset River. And the last day of the trip, on my birthday, we revisited Crystal Cascades, my favorite spot on Mount Washington, and I've never seen the flow so strong. I feel perhaps it was a birthday gift from the Mount Washington spirit. And to wrap up the trip and to break up the long drive back to Mass, we stopped at Lincoln Woods and stood on the bridge for a little bit over the Pemigewasset River. Brilliant foliage here, everywhere. What an amazing trip. Thank you so much for watching this. thank you to my family. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was different. However, I felt inspired after such a great trip to make this video, to just capture it a little bit, to look back on with happy memories. Amazing trip with my brother. I had so much fun. It was so beautiful. Also, it could give you some ideas. If you want to visit White Mountains, you can go to some of these spots yourself. None of them were far at all from any of the trailheads.